Hello everyone, welcome back to 30 minutes. That's all you need to conquer biology SPM 2020. Alright, okay, let me show my slide today. Alright, okay, there you are. 30 minutes. That's all you need to conquer biology SPM 2020. All right. What type of question that I'm going to tackle today? This is the question which I call as the negative statement question. It's actually a very essential type of question that you will get every year in SPM without doubt. Hi, I'm teacher Insari from SM Science Alam Shah, better known as ASIS Alam Shah Science School. All right, without further ado, because we only have 30 minutes, let's dive into it. All right, okay. So first comes first, the analysis. No data, no talking. All right. So when I've done my analysis, this is the outcome that I get. All right. So in 2015, the question which I call them as I categorize them as the negative statement question. There were 5 marks in structure allocated for that type of question. In 2016, you have in structure as well in essay. Essay took a bit a bigger chunk of this type of question. 2017 also essay and structure had this type of question, and look at the weightage of the marks, 25 marks. That means it is nearly 1/4. All right, 25% of your 100 marks. That's a lot. That's a lot, guys. That's a lot. All right. Okay, 2018. Okay, 2018. They had that a lot in structure as well as essay, and also 2019. Yes, nearly 22 marks were allocated for question, which I call as the negative statement question. Okay, guys, you may be wondering, my goodness, why so many marks allocated to this type of question, which is not even bringing any positivity to it? All right, the reason is very simple. Negative statement question, which I call it as a negative statement question, these are actually a very high level thinking order question. All right, so what you call as the HOTS level thinking, high order thinking questions. All right, so that is why, since we want to make sure that our biology paper 2 and so on has more of these higher order thinking skills, so that is why these type of questions are taking more emphasis. They are putting this type of question to emphasize that higher order thinking level. So that is the only reason, guys. So knowing this, being this is the last year that you're going to do SPM in KBSM, I have little doubt that this trend is going to continue. All right, since this is the last year you're going to do SPM, I don't think so they're going to do any drastic changes. Of course, the format will be the same, no changes there, but I think the trend will continue being the same. All right, so it is important for you to master this type of question in order to know how to answer them. All right, so let's go to the next question. All right, next question, next slide. Okay, negative question. How are you going to identify what is the negative question? All right, okay, so nowadays negative question, when I did my analysis, what I see is usually these negative questions in it, not necessarily they are worded negatively. That means the question not necessarily has the negative word to show that for us to categorize directly as a negative question. Most of the time, sometimes it comes in the form of like it's worded such as they put in the word as a disease or health problem or organ failure. Come on, guys, this is bio. We are dealing with human anatomy. So, of course, when you want to relate it to everyday life, disease is one of the great way to do it, isn't it? So, disease, health problems. So, whenever you encounter any question or any situation in the question that that has something to do with the health problems or disease and like that, that's when the alarm in your mind should go up. This is the negative statement question. All right. Okay. The second type that I see when I did my analysis is they are giving graphs. All right. So when they give graphs, that means they are indicating a situation which is out of this normal norm. All right. So when it is out of the normal situation, that means this situation, it is not what it meant to be. Okay, it's not. No, no, we don't want that. But it is still happening. So in that case, you still have to categorize these questions as a negative statement question. Right. Okay. So sometimes, okay, these are the what we call as the very obscure type of indirect type of questions. But some of them are like directly worded such that you can just, when you see it, you have no doubt that this is a negative statement question. Such as they have the word no, fails to form, prevent. All right, how to prevent. So these are all negative statement question. Or sometimes they say that why is it not suitable, right? So, or they give you an experiment which is showing you a negative result instead of the positive one, then you should know that this is a negative statement question. All right. Or they say that some parts or some anatomy structure, like the bird's pectoral is major or minor, or any part of the bones have been damaged or injured. So what would happen? This is actually a predicting type of question. So that is why they have categorized this as a very high order thinking skill question. All right, so that part you have to understand. It's not like they're just putting it just for fun. No, it is because these questions actually are very high order thinking skills questions. So that is why. All right. Okay. Then after that, you have the word removed. A certain organ has been diseased and they have removed it. So what will happen to the function of that system? All right. So that is also a negative statement question. All right. Okay. Stopped. Stopped. Something has stopped. All right. Functioning. Yeah. So that means that that is something very negative to it. All right. Disrupted. So some balance has been disrupted, some process has been disrupted. So you must be able to give some prediction what will happen. All right. Okay. Poison inhibitor. Another way of saying that this is a negative statement question. Like, for example, they say that, oh, this is it's been poisoned, or they have a respiratory inhibitor. All right. So what would be what would happen to the intake of the uh, ions in the roots of the plant? Something like that. All right. Okay. Misuse. Yes, this is another way of putting this negative statement question. All right. So they say that the drugs has been misused. Always remember, guys, drugs are not always bad. So when you misuse them, that's when they become bad, right? So when it's in a certain level that they should be, they are actually a medicine. Like, for example, your heroin is used in surgery and all that, to reduce the pain and so on. But when it's been misused, all right, without proper dose and without proper precautions and so on, that is when it becomes misuse. So you can see that there's some negative connotation to it. So that is when you will categorize them as negative questions. All right. So these are the words for you to look for, guys. All right. Okay. So now let's see what are the stimulus. All right, what are the stimulus? All right, okay. Stimulus, what I mean by stimulus is these are the ways that the questions are presented to the students. All right, some stimulus are helpful, some are not all the time the stimulus that they're giving you are helpful. Some are misleading. Some are misleading. I have seen some stimulus which are perfectly misleading, while the question states something that is totally different. All right. So just by reading the stimulus, the students may get distracted. So that is what. All right. So stimulus is some information, like prehand information that they present to the students, or the way they present the questions to the students. All right. So these negative statement questions, guys, do you know that I don't have to go that far, like 2000, in the 2000, 1990s or what, to determine all this? No, I just have to go behind 5 years, backward 5 years, and I found all this type of questions. All right, so these are the variations in the negative questions. All right, so most of the time they are worded as such, which is the easiest for you to tackle. Sometimes they come in the form of picture. They come in the form of picture where it's not a normal situation. The picture indicates something that is out of norm, which is not how it's supposed to be. Then you know that this is a negative statement question. Or they give you a graph, all right? Give you a graph which is not how it's supposed to be, a situation out of the norm. All right, so that is when you need to know that these questions are negative questions which need some negative attention. Right? Okay. So I think I've already scared you enough with all the words. Oh my God, so many words, so much marks are located. Don't worry. I have easy way to tackle all of them. By the time you spend these 30 minutes, a good 30 minutes with me, you will become a pro. Don't worry. All right. Just pay attention. Just be with me. All right. Okay. How are we going to tackle the negative statement questions? By using a gun. All right. Whenever you encounter a negative statement question or negative question, you hit them with a negative answer. Right? Honestly, guys, this gun doesn't go with my very feminine get up. Right? But unfortunately, I think that, yeah, I think it's interesting whenever like I give like any type of negative, the structure and function and so on. When I give you something, so it gets into your head. I think it sticks to your head better, I think. So teacher said that, oh, negative with a gun. So yeah, so that is the reason. Yeah, all right, okay. So negative statement question has to be tackled with negative statement answers. That's all you need to do. No hanky panky. All right. Everything is in the question. The destiny of the answer is in the question. All right, so read them carefully. All right, respect the questions. All right, so look at the negative questions. So these are the very common one that you're going to get where it is worded as such. All right, so very easy, very easy. Like this question, like you see, diagram 1.0. Sorry, my eyes keep on going to the Malay version because I did that earlier before this. All right. Okay, so diagram 1.3 shows the transport of glucose from proximal convoluted tubule into the blood capillary in the kidney. So this is actually like a reabsorption in the, proximal convoluted tubule. So now they have given you a stimulus where like la 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 la, this is going here, this is going there. Okay, fine, we are happy with that. Okay, look at the question. Oh my, this one has ran off the mark. By right, this circle has to be there. Don't worry. All this I will edit it and I will put it in the description box. All you need to do is just click on the link and it will bring you to my Google Drive. You can have all these slides. No worries. And you don't necessarily have to be with me live, whenever you are free, all you need is 30 minutes, just be with me, just go through all this, you will become okay. All right, so all this will be with me. Yeah, so for that, again, please subscribe to my channel, like and share. All right, so that gives me a lot of motivation. And when I see my subscribers has been increased, drastically because of the effort that I put, that actually gives me a validation that you all are like honoring my effort. All right, so it gives me more motivation to come up with new stuffs to help you. All right, so yeah, that is how psychology works. All right, what goes around comes around. All right, okay. So explain what will happen to the transport of the glucose if the structure X is absent. So the word, actually this thing must be at the absent there. I don't know what happened, it just ran over here. All right, okay, so must be something wrong when I saved it. All right, so usually my style, as you know, that I always give the wrong answers first. All right, so look at how the student answered. He said that X is mitochondria. Yeah, you are right, boy. Right, you are right. Yeah, you are right. The function of the mitochondria is to generate. Yeah, bingo, bingo, bingo. But unfortunately, there's no marks for this. Why? That is the question. Right? Why? Because this is a negative statement question. They are not asking you what is X, and they're not asking you what is the function of mitochondria. They are asking you what would happen to the cell, what is the consequences to the cell when you do not have such organelle. All right, so that is actually a higher order thinking skills. All right, okay. So now the how to answer, now that is the biggest question. So what you would say is, energy cannot be generated because that is the function of mitochondria. All right. So when you do not have the mitochondria, of course you cannot generate the energy, isn't it? So what is the consequences on the next process? When you do not have energy, you do not have active transport. Right. So then what is the connection with the glucose? Glucose cannot be transported actively from the proximal convoluted tubule into the blood capillary. That means the reabsorption cannot happen. Isn't it? Can you see that every of my sentence I have highlighted the negative words there? All right. So whenever you encounter a negative statement question, always, oops, I forgot to do the laser pointer. There you are. All right. Okay. So whenever you see the negative statement question, always make sure your answer is also negative. Darlings, here, positivity don't work. All right. Positivity don't work at all. All right. So what you need to do whenever you see a negative statement question, make sure you treat it negatively. All right. So let's go to another example. Okay. So this is an example where again the negative word is there. It's very direct, very clear. They said that what would happen, explain why the process of digestion of bread. Bread, as you know, it is actually a carbohydrate starch. All right, does not occur in Q. So that is the question. So Q is actually the stomach, isn't it? So Q is stomach. Why the digestion of starch does not happen there? All right. So your point there. Can you see that I've given you the answer? No more wrong answers anymore. Okay. So Q does not contain amylase. Can you see that I have highlighted the negative part of my answer? Does not. Okay, that's very important. All right. And the function of amylase stops. Again, a negative connotation with a negative connotation in my answer due to the increased acidity. All right. So the acidic medium is not suitable for amylase. All right. So all this, all right, this is the way to answer these negative questions. Again, negative statement questions, negative statement answer again and again. You will see that the pattern doesn't change, but the pattern will never change. All right. Okay. So this is another type disease, which is the most common and the most popular type of negative question in current situation. All right, because when we want to relate it to everyday life, disease is one of the best way to do it, darlings. All right, okay. So look at the question. They say that a person has a gallstone in a diagram 3. Yeah, this is the diagram, the same diagram is actually a continuation of the previous question actually. All right. So yeah, what happens? He has a gallstone, which is not a normal way the things operate in our body. We're not supposed to have the gallstone. So this is what I mean by a situation out of norm. All right, situation out of norm. All right, okay. So the gallstone. So how would you answer this question? Again, look at all the negative statements that I've highlighted here for you. All right, okay. Gallstones prevents bile from being secreted into the duodenum. Right. So the word prevent here, and already the gallstone is already so negative. It is not supposed to be there. It's already there. Prevent. There you are, a negative statement word. All right. Okay. Absence. So now since it's been obstructed, of course you have no bile there. So the absence of bile, what will be the effect on the fat? All right. So the fat cannot be emulsified. So the digestion of the fat will be drastically reduced. Right. So this is how you answer for these 2 marks. Can you see that I've given you more than 2, but all of them are negatively worded. Right. That is it. So easy peasy. What is so hard? Right. If only you know the trend, if only you know what exactly they want, then everything becomes easy. All right. Okay. There you are. I have one example with a picture, negative picture. All right. So this is a question where you can see that this is you have an enzyme A. This year, maybe the analysis of the first question, the first Conquer Biology series or the 30 minutes That's all I need. I've already highlighted the analysis and also what are the questions that did not come out for very long time. So enzyme, last year it came out for paper 3. So this year we are expecting, we are highly hoping that this enzyme will come for paper 2. All right. So make sure you are well versed in this enzyme. Okay. No matter what. All right. Okay. So diagram 2.3 shows the action of a molecule X on enzyme R. All right. So you have an enzyme, you have a molecule X, and you have the substrate. They already said that this is the substrate. I don't have, only God knows what is molecule X. All right. But instead of the substrate, he went and get himself fixed to the active site, which is a big no-no. That is not how it's supposed to be, isn't it? So in that case, he is actually an inhibitor. So he is preventing the substrate from binding to the active site of the enzyme. All right. So look at the question. Explain how the presence of molecule X affects the reaction of enzyme R with substrate P. So guys, there is no negative word in the question at all. There's no. All right, but why do I categorize this as a negative statement question? Easy. The picture is saying it so. Everything is in the stimulus. Everything is in the picture. Something is what is not supposed to happen has happened. All right. So that is when I categorize this type of question again as a negative question. All right. So look at my answer. R is an inhibitor. Yep. Negativity all the way down. It prevents the substrate from combining to the active site of enzyme R again. Enzyme substrate complex cannot be formed. Again, negativity. Reaction between enzyme substrate complex does not occur. Sorry, I forgot to highlight that. I will do that so when I repair and I share it. All right, so the products cannot be formed. Negative all the way down. All right, negativity all the way down. All right, okay. So let's look at the next type of question, which is the last one actually. All right. All right, okay. So negative statement question. This is the graph. This is the graph form. Okay, sorry, it is still in Malay. I will change all this into English and before sharing it to you with you. Sharing it to you. What am I talking? All right. Okay. So diagram 9.2 shows the concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, which is increasing since 1750. That's a very long way behind, eh? All right. So explain the causes which contributes to the increasing concentration of the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere and the effects to the environment. Okay, guys, another thing that I would like to highlight here, as nowadays the questions are actually a combination of two task words. All right. So that is another thing that students, I find that the students are slacking, where they only honor only one part of the question and they do not honor the other. All right. So when they give you a 5 marks with the two types of element that they are testing you here, you have to give it some respect and you have to give the points according to what they want. You cannot only tackle one part of the element and expect full marks for that. So that would never happen. All right. So don't worry. All these I will put it in my other videos. Whenever something comes to me, I'll just do another video. You don't worry about that. Today, all we are going to worry about is only about the negative statement question, nothing more. All right. Okay. Look at the graph. So actually, carbon dioxide is a natural gas. It is always in our, you don't think we don't have carbon dioxide. We always have 0.03% carbon dioxide in our air, always. But that is our normal range that it should be. But what is happening is due to some activities, the carbon dioxide is increasing. So this is actually not good. This is not good. So that is why this is actually a negative question. Okay, that means the question is what is not supposed to be at big, either it has increased or it has decreased from the normal norm. So when this happens, you have to look at it as the negative question. You have to treat it as such and you have to answer it negatively. All right. Okay. So look at because the question has two elements to it, which is the cause and the effects. All right. So look at the first information there, not information, the answer. Excessive burning of fossil fuels produces excessive carbon dioxide. All right, so this is a negative effect. All right, excessive carbon dioxide, which is a negative effect. Carbon dioxide in a proper amount is actually good. Or not, your plants can't be doing photosynthesis. But when they are excessively produced, all right, because of the burning of the fossil fuels, that is when the problem comes. All right, okay. Excessive deforestation, another greatest contributor to this situation, causes excessive carbon dioxide, couldn't be absorbed by plants. All right, so by right, even how much of carbon dioxide you have, if you have the plants to absorb them, because that's what we call them, our tropical rainforest as the carbon sink, because all the carbon dioxide in the world is being absorbed by these beautiful massive trees and so on, who will convert this into glucose and oxygen for us. But since you are doing excessive deforestation, if it's a planned one, it's a controlled one, it's okay. But when you have excessive deforestation without proper planning, without proper, I don't know, without proper any proper things, all right, so that you will have excessive carbon dioxide. All right, so and the excessive carbon dioxide cannot be absorbed by the plants. All right, so which is a negative effect. You see, so that is the reason. Even the reason has to be negative here. All right. Okay. So what is the effect? So of course, when the reason is negative, of course, the effect also has to be negative. This increases the surrounding temperature. This causes the excessive greenhouse effect. This causes global warming. All right. Okay, guys. You know what? I honestly think even in the Malay version, I told them, whenever we see the students answer about this carbon greenhouse effect and global warming, it is actually heartbreaking. Most of you, not all of you, but most of you are still have very, very superficial knowledge about greenhouse effect and global warming. These two are totally different things, but they are definitely connected. All right, when your knowledge is very, very superficial, all right, so you tend to mix up the points together, so which doesn't work actually, right? Okay, so maybe that's another time. Okay, another thing that I would like to emphasize here, maybe in the previous the quantitative video I also have told that some negative question, because when I showed you the quantitative analysis, you saw that actually like quantitative, like some of them are getting 35 marks. That is a lot of marks to deal with. So why is because some negative statement question are also combined with quantitative questions, and this is one of the example. All right, when you need to use the word excessive, but I did not highlight the word excessive here because that is not that is not my focal point for today. All right, so my focal point in this slot is only for the negative questions, so that is the reason I've highlighted. But then it is worth mentioning that negative statement question most of the time can be combined with the quantitative questions. All right, so this is one of the example for it. All right. Okay. So I think that's all I have for today. All right. And again, guys, thank you so much for your support. All right. Thank you so much for your support, and keep subscribing, keep sharing. All right. And yeah, this is a motivation to me. Okay. You do not understand just by your click of subscribe and the like. It's like nothing to you. It is like, no, it's nothing to you, but then it's a big deal for me. All right. I definitely look like a winner with this. I came back to the streaming, page, and I was like, oh my god, I look like, and that definitely doesn't go with my very, very feminine getup. All right. Okay. Never mind. What to do? Yeah. All right. Never mind. But then yeah. So keep on subscribing. No, of course you only can subscribe once, but actually you can tell your parents to subscribe. The whole family. You with family package. All right, to my channel, and thank you so much that to those who've already done that, thank you so much. All right, okay, so what I want to tell you today, the most important thing is negative statement questions, deal with negative statement answers. So that is what I'm telling you today. All right. Okay. So that's all for today, guys. So see you in another slot. 30 minutes. That's all I need. Will be continuing for your benefit and keep motivating me so that I can give you more before SPM. I'll be with you until 16th of March. You'll be seeing my face every day because until the 16th of March, until SPM 2020 biology is over. All right. Okay. Bye, guys.